Using Prefilled Multiviews. Prefilled Multiviews allow you to pre-assign video sources to a multiview template. That means that during your production, you can simply tap the multiview and it will automatically pull up the correct sources. There are two types of prefilled multiviews: pre-select and reuse current source. First, let's walk through the pre-select option. Tap the plus icon to begin creating the new asset, then tap Multiviews. Select the number of views based on the sources you plan on using. Then select your preferred template. From the Multiview properties, you will use slot assignment in order to use the pre-select option. Tap Slot Assignment. Then tap Pre-select. Tap Multiview Properties in the top left corner to go back to the previous screen. Now you will assign the sources to the slots. Tap A to select the first slot. The Source Picker window will show the available live sources currently connected to Switcher Studio. The options are limited to live sources, including cameras, shared screens, and video chat remote guests. Tap the source you want to use for the A slot. Next, tap B and do the same thing. You can customize the multiview further using any of the available options in the Properties window. Once you're happy with how things look, tap Done in the top right corner. You will now see the new multiview in the Sources panel next to your available cameras and your other assets. To use the multiview during your production, simply tap it under Sources. The live feeds will automatically appear as part of the multiview. To remove it, tap a camera angle or other full screen asset. Now let's talk about the Reuse Current Source option with Multiviews. This mode allows you to pre-assign all but one of the sources. The empty slot is reserved for the most recent camera or asset that was being used prior to using the multiview. We'll start the same way as we do when we're creating any type of multiview. Tap the plus icon to begin creating the asset, then tap Multiviews. Select a template based on the number of sources you plan to use. In the Multiview Properties window, tap Slot Assignment. Then tap Reuse Current Source. Go back to the previous screen by tapping Multiview Properties in the top left. As you can see, next to Slot Assignment, it now shows Reuse Current Source. Now you will assign all but one of the slots. For this example, I'm going to leave A empty and assign B. Tap B, which will bring up the Source Picker. The Source Picker window will show the available live sources currently connected to Switcher Studio. Tap the source you want to use for the B slot. You can customize the multiview further using any of the other options available in the multiview properties. When you're happy with how things look, tap Done in the top right corner. You will see the new multiview in the Sources panel alongside your other cameras and assets. To use the multiview during your production, simply tap it under Sources. The pre-assigned sources, or in this case source, will automatically appear as part of the multiview. The live camera angle that I was previously using filled the empty slot. Removing this multiview during the production is different from when you're using the pre-select multiview option. When using this Reuse Current Source option, you will simply tap the multiview to disable it. The asset that had been filling the empty slot will now become full screen. For additional support resources, visit the Switcher Studio Help Center at support.switcherstudio.com.